This morning, shocking news broke that Chicago rapper Lil Durk was involved in a violent altercation behind bars. Shortly after, Lil Baby took to Twitter, posting, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk, right now. Free the bro." As fans began piecing the situation together, it was revealed that Durk's day one, homie Glee, had passed away in Chicago the night before, triggering tensions and potential retaliation across the city.
Like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying fuck him and shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
What followed added more fuel to the fire. Both Quando Rando and Lil Tim did separate interviews on the same day, eerily echoing the same sentiment, saying they wished things had gone differently in the past. While on the surface, this seemed like remorse, others saw it as something more calculated.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like that, it could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
The timing raised eyebrows. Two of Durk's known rivals, on the same day, publicly softening their tone about him. Many fans believe this was no coincidence, but rather a strategic move and alibi to avoid federal suspicion. It conveniently happened just as Durk's name was back in the spotlight, with rumors swirling that he might be getting released from jail soon.
Left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son at least for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Reports confirm that prosecutors recently dropped key evidence in Durk's case. Evidence that was read out loud during a bond hearing. This surprise move had fans and legal analysts wondering, was this a win for Durk, or just another trick from the prosecution?
The search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But the manner in which prosecutors discarded the evidence raised serious questions. Reading it aloud in front of the courtroom, instead of filing it quietly, seemed like a tactic to sway the judge emotionally. Critics, including Charleston White, were quick to call it out, claiming it was a corrupt move designed to prevent Durk's release.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part.
Charleston, a known critic of Durk, reacted furiously. Meanwhile, Durk's powerhouse attorney, Drew Findling, put pressure on the court. He demanded a decision within 3 days on Durk's bond status, arguing the case against him was now falling apart.
Allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy. And now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this.
Durk's legal team began painting the charges as baseless. With the prosecution unable to use his lyrics as evidence anymore, the entire case started to unravel. Drew Findling even referred to the remaining evidence as a joke, claiming the government had nothing substantial left.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Days later, Durk appeared in court again. This time, the prosecution changed their angle. They claimed that if Durk were to be released, he'd have to give up all his assets and go completely broke. The feds argued that Durk's wealth could potentially be used to silence or threaten witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label. And ultimately, Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
But fans weren't buying that explanation. A viral comment pointed out a deeper issue someone close to Durk had allegedly flipped. The comment read, "If you think Durk was denied bond just because he's rich, you're lost." Didi's brother already snitched on the whole crew. They're hiding it so Durk's lawyers don't see it coming.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
That so-called snitch was Lil Ted, a lesser-known rapper but blood relative of the trusted figure in Durk's camp. According to reports, Ted was arrested at a convenience store after being found with a gun. Right after his arrest, he was allegedly seen crying, begging the officers to let him talk about multiple murders in exchange for his freedom.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. I take all the money, I swear to God, I take all the money, I take all everything, I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Inside the holding cell, Lil Ted broke down completely crying uncontrollably and reportedly offering names of F members involved in violent crimes, just to avoid jail time. His desperation painted a clear picture. He was ready to betray the crew.
Oh, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright? We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me. Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax. Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get the.
Being Didi's younger brother, Ted likely had access to inside information, assuming Didi had trusted him enough to share details. But this trust came back to bite them. Court documents later referenced a snitch using only a last name, causing widespread confusion and rumors that Didi himself had flipped. To calm the chaos, F member Bazoo even went live on Instagram.
No more know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all that threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on, for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
But before fans could recover, another name dropped. Vanya King Von's cousin. His alleged cooperation with law enforcement set off alarm bells again, especially after DJ Academics brought attention to it during a live.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OT and Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. this is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than this.
Now, with multiple insiders reportedly cooperating, prosecutors argued Durk should remain behind bars. They feared he might retaliate, and it wasn't just speculation. Whispers started circulating about another alleged snitch, TF Jam.
A guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in a
everyone
jam.
in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
Jam, once part of Durk's close circle, had vanished from the public eye. According to headlines, OTF Jam was found hiding in a house near Atlanta after being exposed as a snitch. Sources say he was punished by F members, and the crime scene where he was found painted a chilling picture. No one's heard from him since.
Likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen, like, this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it? Just entertain it because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
Despite the betrayals, Durk's legal team continues pushing forward. When DJ Akamix asked Durk's lawyer about a possible plea deal, the lawyer made it clear they're fighting this case to the end, and they've got one big card left to play.
First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is...
Durk's defense is now leaning on the First Amendment. They argue that his lyrics and social media posts are simply artistic expression, not evidence of criminal behavior. So far, its working legal commentators online are predicting a favorable outcome.
Happened quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song is actually released.
Still, there's a critical difference between Durk's case and someone like Young Thug's. In Thug's case, Gunna only implicated himself. But in Durk's situation, TF Jam reportedly gave law enforcement over 230 gigabytes of digital evidence including audio, video, and 20,000 plus pages of documentation.
Check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. Having a hope? I'm having a dare. School's out of.
That massive evidence drop might have been even larger if Durk hadn't suspected something. Months before Jam disappeared, Durk reportedly noticed odd behavior. Fans later pointed out a live stream where Jam clutched his jacket and whispered lightly into a hidden wire.
From a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your way is gonna call.
Durk eventually confirmed his suspicions. In a statement, he admitted he no longer tells even his closest friends where he lives. The betrayal hit hard, especially coming from someone he had trusted like a brother.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids. Cause it's like, I'm just a different type. I'm not the, we're gonna have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the, you gotta watch.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta, everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
What hurt most was how much Durk had supported Jam. In one old IG live clip, Durk is seen giving Jam $50,000 in cash. But looking closely at the video's background, the feds noticed something that changed everything.
Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so baby mama get the trigger, bro.
See that?
Feed
For my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Just buy what I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro.
Bro got out what?
You know
how many you did now?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah. That's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
In that same live stream, those in the background were all men who had once gone jewelry shopping with King Von, showing just how tight they were. Shockingly, investigators now believe those same men were also involved in the murder of Lil Papkarian, out the act as retaliation, allegedly on Durk's orders.